Hello and welcome, it's Chris from Christopher Hall Training, and welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to be sharing a bit of a case study where we're going to be talking about lower back pain, how to reduce it, and in some respects how we go about treating it. And I'm going to be talking about my online service, my online coaching service, low back pain rehabilitation, and how we worked together to be able to reduce his lower back pain. Now, before I get into that, just quickly mention my social media, which is Facebook, Christopher Hall Training, YouTube, again, Christopher Hall Training, and Instagram, Christopher Hall. So if you want to come along to any of those, please do like and follow. It'd be great to have you there. If you've got any comments about what I'm talking about in this video, please do just pop them in the comment section below. That could be comments, could be questions, could be feedback. It could be, if you want to find out more about the online service, then that's absolutely fine. Just pop it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer any questions. So coming back to my online client, so he suffered with lower back pain. He'd been diagnosed with spinal stenosis. Also, he'd had sort of symptoms of sciatica as well. Came to me still with back pain and but basically wanting to get to the next stage. His back pain had reduced. He'd been to see physios in the past and massage therapists, which had helped him reduce the pain, but it hadn't gone any further. It had been a year and it wasn't getting any further, so he sort of wanted the next step on. So basically what happens when people come to my online service is they go to an initial questionnaire where they answer a few questions regarding their lower back pain, which starts to give me a bit of understanding about their lower back pain. And then we go into a 30-minute phone consultation, which I'm already sort of pre-ready for it. And I've sort of designed a bespoke consultation for them because I've got that information up front. So the initial questionnaire then turns into a bespoke consultation, and then they've also got access to the self-assessment as well, which is an online self-assessment, which is just a practical assessment which helps sort of screen certain postures, certain positions, so it helps me understand the type of back pain that the person has. Obviously I've got the information here as well, so I will pre-read up on certain conditions from textbooks just to clarify some understanding, just to sort of point me in the right direction of where I need to be looking with the phone consultation as well. So we get to that point. That builds the picture of the lower back pain. So we then discussed where he was experiencing pain, and it was in walking. So he was going a certain distance and he was experiencing pain. So what we then had to do is, once we'd figured out what was making it worse, what was making it better, what he was already doing, we could then sort of find out where he was with his lower back pain. Once we'd got that, then it's taking it on. So the treatment plan that in some respects that I will administer for someone via the online training is a very practical one. It's a very functional one. It includes exercises, it includes stretches, it includes everyday movements, it includes sort of postures and things like that. So we're using those as tools. Now, it's not a case of we start with movement, then we move on to stretching, then we move on to exercise, or we don't start with exercise and stretching and workouts. It all depends on the person because people's back pain is very specific to them. So what we've basically done, those are the tools that I use, and it was just a case of using the right ones at the right time. So what we basically did is we started with walking, so getting him being able to walk a further distance. So what we were able to do is taking from sort of bouts of 5-minute walking and build that up into longer bouts, and also use them in intervals and use sort of rest breaks to reduce his lower back pain as we were working on them. So obviously we worked for a period of time. He would send me emails, right, this is working, can you just answer this quick question? Yes, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it. Send it back to him, off he goes. Then we reconvene in sort of, I think it was 2 weeks after the first session. So after that first session, after the first phone consultation, I then write up all the advice and everything that we talked about, the recommendations, where he needs to start, and I sort of send that to him and he starts working on it. He'll then send back any questions that he might have. Oh, what about this? What about that? I don't quite understand that. I then send that information back. What we were then able to do is book in for the follow-up session. So we booked in the follow-up session. We'd taken him from, I think it was 3 minutes of walking without pain to 5 minutes of walking without pain. That was using the walking intervals. We'd also put around it some sort of foam rolling, some stretching to increase the duration. In fact, no, it wasn't. It was 35 seconds because it was so short that we brought in the foam rolling and the stretching, and we were then able to get him up to 3 minutes, and then we built that into 5 minutes. So he was walking unassisted for 35 seconds without pain. Then the pain would come on. So we started with a little walker where we were able to get him out of pain. Then we got him foam rolling and stretching, and then that took him up to the 3 to 5 minutes of walking. So he's now not walking without his walker anymore. We've also started the indoor cycling, which is another good way of just sort of keeping suppleness in the hips with a little bit of pressure away from the spine. So we got into that. Then we've gone through the follow-up session. Again, same thing. We've gone through another phone consultation. I kind of know where he is from the emails that he sent me. We then review everything we've done. Okay, how did you get on with this? How did you get on with that? How did you get on with this piece of advice and recommendation? And then we go about sort of sorting out where he was again, so recalibrating where he is, and then we're sending him off. Right, we're now in a position where he's now. I've given him access to my online program, so my online spine health course. So he's now working on more everyday movements, lifting, carrying, pushing, pulling. He's now learning specific exercises, and it's not just in workout form, but he's actually learning the technique. So I'm giving him the teaching points. This is all in the online workshops. So he's got the teaching points, he's got technique flaws, so if there's anything that he's missing, he's got those to correct any technique flaws that he finds. He's also got how he can progress the exercise and how he can make it easier as well. So how can make it a little bit harder, how can you make it a little bit easier. Once he's worked through all of that and he's emailed me and said this is going to take a bit of time, which is what we want. I don't want them to just work through it, just sort of, yeah, I've listened to that, I've watched that, right, I'm on the next bit. Is actually learning the information, which is what he's doing, which is great. And then once he's ready, he can then go into the workouts. But again, it's always using his own judgment. So from the very beginning, I'm giving him that empowerment to say, you need to use your judgment. Where these workouts are sort of written for you, you need to think about which are the exercises that are most advantageous, which are the stretches that are most advantageous, what reps, what sets should I be using. Because I'm giving you in a sense, the tools, and then you need to mold it into how you use it and make it specific to you. So that's kind of how in a sense, that spine health course is designed. Now, people can access that course and just that course. If they want to add the coaching with it, they can do that as well. Obviously, this client, he's done both. So he's got access to that. So we've now started him on everyday movement, so getting him pain-free movement. We've also started preparing him for exercise. So then when we come to the next stage, it's then, okay, now we can think about workouts. He's doing a couple of exercises, but they're not in workout form. They're there to supplement improving his walking. Then what we'll do eventually is we'll build his core and sort of put the building blocks in place to protect his spine. So that, in some respects, is what that client, that journey for that client. Now, every client's journey is different, but they will go through the initial questionnaire, the phone consultation, the follow-up, and they'll also have the access to the course as well to be able to work through that. And then, in a sense, I'm directing that and telling my client, you need to go here, or you need to watch this, or as you're working through it, put focus on this areas or these areas. Now, with that said, if you just do the course on its own, it's got the consultation and self-assessment in there. Sort of each question is sort of pre-prescribed to say, focus, if you've got the symptom from this question, or if you answer this answer, go here further down in the workshops. And it sort of directs you from there. So you can either do it online or you can do it with sort of specific coaching from me as well. So that was that client's journey. Now, everyone, as I've mentioned, all my clients' journeys are different, but they will follow the initial questionnaire, the phone consultation, and they'll have access to all the online workshops, all the online exercises, stretches, workouts, so they can start working through that on their own. Because in some respects, there is no time frame to be overcoming lower back pain. Some will be quicker than others. Some maybe within 6 weeks, 12 weeks, which I've had, and some are longer. Mine personally was longer, but it is just a case of working through it, and the tools are there. So if you want to find out more about that service, please do just go down to the description. You'll find the link, click through, you can find out more about it. If you do want to contact me again, just leave a comment below, and please do come along to social media, like, follow and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. So many thanks for watching. My name is Chris. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and I look forward to speaking to you at some point in the future.